Um, yeah, this is going to be a rant, but I want to talk about this particular subject. But first things first, I do this for me, for venting purposes, and if you don't like it, please get the fuck off my channel. I'm not looking for any praise, no accolades. Now, back to the subject at hand. I want to talk about something, that actually a lot of people be talking about. And I think I've talked about this subject before, but I'm going to talk about it again, but with a little twist to it. I want to talk about the butterfly effect. I want to talk about the butterfly effect in using time travel. Now, there's been some theories about, of course, there's been some theories about time travel and how it affects others through their timelines and all that stuff. But there was one theory that comes in mind when it comes to time travel, and that's the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect. Like, for example, say like in your original timeline, this specific person, like say like, for example, your grandma passed away in your present timeline. And if you go back in time and found a way to save your grandmother, say like your grandmother lives in your timeline, but somebody else close to you also dies. So that means that, say like you go back in time and you save your grandmother from death, and then you go back into your original timeline, you see your grandmother, she's alive and well, but at the same time, your grandmother might still live, but somebody else close to you might die. That's the butterfly effect. You get what I'm saying? And when it comes to situations like that, it makes me really think about time travel as well, do I think that the butterfly effect is real? It might be real. It might not. I don't know, because there's so many theories of time travel. It makes my head hurts, because I realize that when you go back in time and change things in your past will have a different future than your own current timeline. You get what I'm saying? Because you're your future self. You can't change what's written in your timeline because it's already been written. It's already been set in stone. So you can't change that. But you can go back into your past self, go to your past timeline. So in that way, your past self can develop its own alternative timeline better than yours. See, I believe theories like that. But when it came to the whole butterfly effect, that got me thinking too. Like what I said before. Say like I save, like for example, say like I saved my father from death or something like that. And then I go back to my original timeline, and my father is safe. But so instead of my father, being dead, somebody else that I love would suffer the same fate instead of my father. You know what I'm saying? Because I saved my father from death. But if I go back to save my father from death and go back to my original timeline, my father might be safe, but somebody else that I love might suffer the consequences. That's the butterfly effect. You know what I'm saying? And do I believe in the butterfly effect? I say 50% yes and 50% no. The reason why I say yes is because you're not supposed to alter your timeline, period. Whatever happens in your timeline, it just happens. It's best not to interfere with timelines itself, because you might destroy the fabric of time itself. And also, it's pretty much impossible to do. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happens in the past stays in the past. You can't really change it. And the reason why I say no is because, like I said before, it's been written already. It's been written in the stars. It's been set in stone. And you can't change the past. Like they always say, you really can't change the past. You really can't go back in time because it's already been set in stone. Whatever decisions that you make in your life, it's already been set in stone, so you can't change that. So that's why I say, yes and no. But this whole butterfly theory is very intriguing, because you can do one thing, you can go back in time and change up one thing, but then a new concept will comes up in your current timeline, and you looking like, God damn, what the fuck is this? Different things. Like, for example, I'm trying to think. Say like, for example, you save Dr. Martin Luther King from being shot in your timeline. Say like you go back in time and you save Dr. King for being killed, and save Dr. King from being killed, and then you go back in your timeline, you see Dr. King, as an older man, but he's safe. But like I said before, the butterfly effect will kick in. Dr. King might be safe, but what if? But what if now? What if his wife or his kids? What if his wife or his kids suffered a horrible fate? So while you saving Dr. King from dying, somebody else that he truly loved would perish because of that effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, his wife. Because like in the current timeline, Coretta Scott King outlived her husband because her husband got shot at 68, and Coretta Scott King died of natural causes in the mid 2000s. But what if you go back in time and save Dr. King from death, from getting shot at 68? So that means that when the butterfly effect kicks in, Dr. King will live, but his wife will die in the process. You got to be aware of situations like that too. And that's why I say that time travel is very risky. It's very risky because you have to think about the butterfly effect. Like, what if the butterfly effect is real? See, if I'm going to be real with you. If the butterfly effect is really real, if it's really happening, if it's very real, then my advice to anyone is that do not interfere with time travel. If the butterfly effect is real, do not interfere with time travel. Because if you try to save somebody from death, I guarantee you, when you go back into your new timeline, something even worse is going to happen to you. You hear me? Something even worse is going to impact in your life. So the best advice that I can give you, if you want to time travel, and if the butterfly effect is real, my best advice for you is to not interfere with time travel. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta accept life for what it is, man. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know you miss that person that you truly cherish and all that stuff. But like Yoda said, like Grandmaster Yoda said from Star Wars, train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. I'll say it again. Yoda said it best. Grandmaster Yoda said it best. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. That same thing for me. I miss my father, but I can't go back in time to save him. You know what I'm saying? I had to train myself to let go of everything I fear to lose. And since my father passed away, I had to let him go. You know what I'm saying? Not let him go on, not let him go on some negative stuff, but I had to let him go because I cannot hang on to the past. I had to forgive myself and move on to the future. I can still remember him. I still have great memories about him, but for the most part, I have to move on. I cannot hang on to the past. I have to move on for my own damn sake so I can create a better future for myself. So to anybody that's out there, I know you miss your loved ones, and I get it. I truly get it. But like I said, when it comes to time travel, if that butterfly effect shit is real, my best advice for you is to not deal with time travel. And like Yoda said it best, train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So I thank you so much and have a good day.